Hello, friends. Thank you so much for joining me here at the Doll Coven. I have been needing some distraction and have been trying very hard to focus on things that make me happy. And of course, dolls make me very happy. So I thought, well, it's been a minute since I've made a video, and so this would be the perfect distraction for both me and any one of you who might also need the same for whatever reason. So I thought today's video would just be kind of a casual catch-up chat about what's been going on here at the Doll Coven, some latest acquisitions and such. So let us start off with the Magic Mixies. I showed you Catlin the cat in a previous video. She was my very first Magic Mixies Mixling. Since then, I have acquired this beautiful one right here. This is Deerlee, and she is also from the Shimmerverse series, although I believe this might be a previous wave. There is another Deerlee out that's a different coloring, but I wanted this particular one. So she came with like a comb because I guess the whole gimmick here is, she's got this beautiful long hair that you can comb, and she also came with like barrettes to, I guess, pin up her hair, however. And she also came with this little companion here. I don't know if you can see okay. Named Willow. And I think I just found this out from this little pamphlet that she has a color change. Or maybe is it just Willow that has a color change? If you, I guess, put her in light or the sunlight for 10 seconds. I don't know. I haven't tried it out, obviously, since I just made that discovery, but that's fun, I suppose. Anyway, I'm glad to have her. She is so precious, and she compliments Catlin the cat. They hang out together on the shelf there, and just like Catlin, she is articulated and she can move her head, and she's got this stand from that huge bottle contraption that you have to mix all that crap and then do the whole reveal thing anyway. So yeah, she's just a nice addition to the Doll Coven. I'm glad to have her. And since her, I think there was one other that I had thought of, but I don't know, I'm just holding back a little bit. I'm slowing my roll. I'm happy to have the two I have for now. The other ones I've been looking at, they don't grab me as strongly as Deerlee and Catlin did. So that is it for the Mixlings. But then I also bought the Magic Mixies minis, and it was a nine mini set that came in this kind of packaging, and it did have like a reveal type situation as well with a little cauldron, so that was a good messy time. And so I'm not going to show you all of them, but they are really cute, and according to this guide here, I did get a few rare ones, one ultra rare, and one limited edition. So I believe this is the one that is ultra rare, and this one also can change color in the sun, which, yeah, she kind of did, or it kind of did. It went from basically like a pink to like a peachy orange. Same with this one here. I believe this one is this one rare as well, or does this one just change color? Yeah, I think this one is rare, and it does change color. This one, I have to say, is one of my favorites. This one is rare and uh, glows when you put it under light. So this one works really well. It definitely glows. And then you have this one, which is considered the ultra rare one, and it doesn't do anything other than being ultra rare. So it's funny. I think these are adorable. Some of these minis, like I don't know what they're supposed to be, and I suppose they're not really, they don't have to be anything discernible. Like, to me, this looks like a dragon, This seems like a bird, an owl, okay? So then this thing, I don't know what this is. This is just a common mini that doesn't really do anything. It looks like it's gagging on something. It's cute. I'm not sure what we're going for here. So I do have a few that, kind of fall into that category, but this was a lot of fun to do. I love me some minis. Just last month, Matt and I had our 14th year wedding anniversary. And for our anniversary, Matthew got me this Monster High Wednesday doll, which he knew I had been looking for. But at a certain point, there's only so much I'm going to pay. This one was, or it seemed very much sought after, and so it was hard finding them in stores. You would look online and they were at pretty increased prices that I just wasn't willing to pay. And I wanted this one in particular. So there are a couple iterations of her, this one and then the other one where she's in her dress that she wore to the dance, and I wanted her. So Matt surprised me with this. I hate to think of how much he paid for her. He said it wasn't that bad. I don't know, but she just looks really awesome. I am really loving when Monster High does this. I don't have a lot of Monster High. I have only two others, and so this would make the third. And I love the stock. She comes with this little backpack right here and thing, which is just kind of precariously on her shoulder, but managing to stay on. And I was really hoping that I could get the fashion pack that was available on the Mattel site, where it comes with like a cello, and the outfit's really cool, but I don't have any hopes of getting that. But that's all right because her stock is it's pretty badass. I'm loving the stockings. I think the shoes are really cool with these details here. One of the cello, and then here's a scorpion on the other one. I'm sure there are plenty of walkthroughs and reveals of her because she's not new. She's been out for a little bit, but yeah, it was a very nice surprise, and he knows me pretty well by now. And I believe those are really the only acquisitions since the last time. I hope I'm not missing anything. I don't think I am. And then I've also been doing some more doll customizing. So I did a redo of a doll custom. I have a Blythe clone, the non-licensed, non-stock Blythe named Simone that I had shown previously, and I customized her face. And I just grew to really dislike what I did. And so I decided to give it another try. And so here she is with my second attempt at a face up. So I did do some carving to the mouth, not that you can really tell, and soften the nose with some carving there. But carving, I really don't enjoy. And so, yeah, I just try to keep that part as brief as possible, though it never turns out to be like a brief duration. It takes a lot of time. Anyway, so, and then I decided maybe giving her eyebrows would help. And so I did that as well. And I do think this is an improvement. And I will try to put in a before picture of the first face up and then this one as a side-by-side comparison. But I think with the first one, as I was saying to a few friends, she was giving a little bit drag queen, which I love me some drag queens. That just wasn't the look I was going for with Simone. So I think that this one does tamp down the look a little more. It's a little more subtle. And I am happy with this result. So no more tampering with Simone. And I am, currently doing another custom, and I made the mistake of starting to carve. I thought I would just do just like the tiniest bit on the mouth. And then of course it turns into like, oh, I effed up. So more carving for damage control, more carving to fix what I screwed up. And it just became a thing. And so this current custom is really solidifying for me that carving is just not my jam. I don't have the ideal tools for it because I'm using my husband's rotary tool, which is huge. And I find that I actually like using the rotary tool the best, but I do use that in combination with some other carving tools. And essentially, I'm just not into that whole carving process enough to go out and buy a more appropriate type of carving tool, a mechanized rotary tool for that. So I'm just, once again, making do with what I have. So this, yeah, current custom is, it's a pain in my tush, but I do believe I have fixed everything. And once again, it's like, because the amount of carving I do, it's really, again, more to make repairs, and it is not really my going for a huge pouty lip look. Like, it just doesn't look like I've done much of anything. And don't get me wrong, I do love that whole like Botox lip look. I would like to get a doll like that in the future, but rather than try to attempt that myself, I am going to get a custom from someone who knows how to do it and does it well. So, but that is not this year. Maybe next year, we'll see. But for my part, I I think future customs will just be limited to, painting, putting in the eye chips, dyeing the wig if I have to, just really more of like the makeup, the eyelids, things like that. So speaking of future customs, I might have to work on my dear Amelie here because I noticed she has once again begun having the problem of her faceplate becoming discolored. Do you see that? So I already replaced this faceplate once. And you can see even back here, there's some discoloration happening. It's creeping over onto the front of her face. I already replaced this faceplate once, and this was before I was dabbling in customizing. And so this is the second time this has happened. And so now that I know how to sand and such, I guess I might have to resort to working on her as well. I I wasn't really planning on that, but it just bothers me that, I mean, I guess you really can't tell with all the hair, but I don't want it to get worse and it just, yeah, it bothers me. I mean, I like the look of her though, so I don't really, I mean, I guess I can just, you know, if there's a way I can sand without touching the lips so that her lips stay intact, I don't know. Um, I've never really tried anything like that before, but I'm annoyed. One thing that I have been doing with my Blythes that have the azone body, I have been fixing their knee joints, or rather, like, I mean, fixing, I don't like tightening them. I haven't worked on Amelie yet because, you know, I figure I'll get to her when I do her face. But essentially, I have 3 others with this azone body where the knee joints are so weak that they start collapsing this way. Do you see that? So I did find a video, which I will go ahead and leave in the cards, of a hack that you can do using tiny screws, and you're going to need some elbow grease too, but essentially I will say it did work. So now the knee joints are tighter. They can actually stand upright in their stands. And, you know, we don't have the situation where, you know, the legs are really just kind of bending at odd angles to the point where it might hurt the body. So I used these tiny screws. I don't know if you can see exactly how tiny they are. That is how tiny they are. So I found these. The only place I could find these was on Amazon. And then just a couple of tools, something sharp to kind of to puncture the doll so that you can insert the screw, and then something like this to actually screw it in all the way. And then anyway, I will leave the video, and essentially you're then, you know, boiling, you're dipping the leg parts in boiling water to soften the plastic, and then reattaching the leg pieces together. And that, I will say, was the most difficult. Putting in these screws, no big deal at all. Easy peasy. It was really trying to reattach the legs together, the leg pieces, even with the softened plastic. But it is doable. You just need a little bit of elbow grease. You might be sweating a little afterward, but if you find with your azone bodies that has become an issue that's really been bothering you, I would encourage you to check this video out. It's been out for a while, so I'm probably just late to the party. And I'm going to wrap it up here. So thanks so much for hanging out with me. I hope you all are taking care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video.